Hello and welcome back to Mass Effect 2. We are done with Horizon, and the galaxy has just opened for us. Let's go back here, and I have a lot to talk about, and this is very exciting, at least on my end. Let me start by saying that there is a new mod of the week. But in order to explain what that does, I need to talk about a bit of the gameplay mechanics. If we go to the journal, so what I was talking about last time, this is our master quest, and nothing really happens randomly or by a timer in this game. You have to do some sort of a trigger for the story to progress. In case of the Horizon mission, the journal doesn't really document it that well, it just says assemble a team of experts, but actually the trigger for the Horizon mission is specifically to finish the 4 starting dossiers, not including the DLC characters. So that means getting Garrus, Grunt, Jack, and Morden. And this is where things get interesting. After Horizon, we get the same exact name for the mission, and it says continue assembling a team with new dossiers from the Elusive Man. And we did get 3 new dossiers. But interestingly enough, the trigger for the next event is not completing those 3 dossiers. The trigger is to get 8 characters in your squad roster. Doesn't matter what characters, so DLC characters are included. And we start with 2 characters by default. We had to get 4 more for Horizon, which means that we only have to do 2 more recruitment missions. But that's not all. In addition to getting 8 characters in total, you have to have at least 5 missions completed between Horizon and the next event. And by missions, apparently nobody really knows what they are, because it's not just what is in your journal in the missions tab. The assignments tab is also viable, but I don't know if, for example, these very small quests, like data pack recovered, where we just go and talk to a person, if that counts as an assignment. And figuring that out is one of the reasons why I wanted to do a 0% run to begin with. And since we will have to do 5 missions, it doesn't matter what 5 missions, so there's a lot of planning involved about what exactly I want to do next. So I actually wrote an entire list of what I want to do, exactly step by step. So what the mod of the week is, it has to do with triggers, and there is a DLC called Arrival, and it says important message incoming from Alliance HQ. Check your private terminal for a message from Alliance HQ. The mod is called Arrival Triggering, and it makes it so that this DLC does not trigger until a proper time in the game. It doesn't make sense that it would trigger now, but it does by default, and the mod just fixes that. I won't say much about what that DLC is, because it's not relevant at the moment. Otherwise, what I want to do right now is to, first of all, go into our squad menu and evolve the Defender power. Because now we got to level 4, which means that we get to choose what to evolve into. Ability Evolution. Please select an evolved form of the power. Guardian. You excel under stress, reducing your recharge time as far as it will go, and your forceful personality takes your Paragon and Renegade scores to the maximum level. Or Raider. You specialize in using your engineering and biotics as weapons, reducing recharge time a small amount further, and giving a bonus to your power's damage. So basically, with Raider you get a bit more power damage, but everything else is worse. And of course I want to maximize my Paragon and Renegade scores, so Guardian is really the only choice. Also, power and recharge time is really useful, so that's also nice, and extra health always useful as well. So this is the only reasonable choice here. So instead of a Sentinel, we are now a Guardian. Excellent. Right. So next thing that I want to do, of course, is to go and look at the research. Yeah. So we got a few upgrades. First of all, shotgun damage, 1 out of 5. Synchronized pulsar, weapon upgrade. Increases damage by 10%. Improves shotguns, heavy shotguns, and assault shotguns for an entire squad. This upgrade improves the weapon's mass effect field generator, increasing the mass and acceleration of each round fired. Nice for Grunt. Next up, we don't have enough upgrades for those things. Biotic damage, 1 out of 5. Squad bonus, plus 10% biotic damage. Standard firmware shipping with bioamps is designed to work with a variety of alien races and nervous systems. By hacking this firmware to relax built-in safety protocols, more powerful mass effect fields can be generated. Each hack must be done carefully, tuned to the individual's nervous systems, or there is risk of nervous system damage, sensation loss, or blindness. Hyperamp. Alright. Oh, no, not here. And damage protection, 1 out of 5. Ablative VI, shield upgrade, squad bonus plus 10% to shields, barriers, and armor. This comprehensive systems upgrade offers improved protection for all squad members, regardless of team members' individual defensive strategies. Better shields all around. Nice. And I think... also, heavy skin weave, 1 out of 5, lattice shunting. Cybernetic upgrade. Shepard gets plus 10% health. Strong synthetic fibers can be woven through the skin, dramatically reducing damage taken from most attacks. These fibers also act as Medgel conduit, improving healing. Nice. And we also got Tactical Shift, Retrain Powers. Advanced training allows Shepard to reallocate points to powers. No additional points are granted. Requires element 0. It's not super useful. It can be useful if you are stuck on a mission and you want some power that is really useful in that mission, but otherwise, not so much. And I don't think I will be using that. Alright, so that's all of the upgrades that I wanted. Very nice. Now, the next thing I want to do, let me check so that I'm not missing anything. Chambers, I want to talk to you.
I saw the reports on Horizon, Commander. What you did was amazing. The report mentioned that Caden Alenko was there. How did that go?
Yeah, about that. He did not allow us to join him. Can you imagine that? And that would be a lie. So...
We've been through a lot. I wish we could have had more time together.
I understand. Anyway, how may I help you, Commander?
Is there anything I should know?
You have unread messages at your private terminal. Operative Lawson would like to see you at her station on the crew deck. Operative Taylor would like to see you over in the armory. Anything else, Commander?
Yeah. So now we have some things to do.
That'll be all.
Yes, Commander. Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal.
You just said that. But yes, let's read our new messages. So here we got a message called Untitled. Title Untitled from Error Invalid Sender Name. Oh, email spoofing. Hey Shepard, heard I have you to thank for getting out of purgatory. Sent a ship to round me up, but they didn't weapons check good enough. I'm gonna carve your name instead of mine into my next victim as thanks. Got anyone you need dead? Haha. You did take a shot at me though on my way out, so I have to kill you. You know how it goes. Dad taught me that you let anyone hurt you, they get ideas, so you make sure to send a message. Not like I'm saying now, though. See you around. The people who live here are coming back and it's showtime. Look around for your name. I'll make sure you find it before I find you. Billy. Yep, so some convict from Purgatory is sending us messages now. That's hilarious. And the other message that I wanted to read is Deal struck with Zaid Bassani from Elusive Man. Shepard, we've reached an agreement with veteran mercenary Zaid Bassani. You may know the name. Zaid has been involved in some of the best known, and some utterly unknown, military operations in the Terminus Systems, and is feared as a ruthless and relentless bounty hunter. I felt you might need a man with his skills on your mission, so I arranged to have him join you. You'll find him on Omega, where he's wrapping up his current bounty. Don't worry about his fee, I've taken care of that personally. Yes, so that is going to be our next recruitment mission. And that is on Omega. Also, don't mind the journal updates. Yeah, so the next thing I want to do is talk to Joker. Because he will have insight about the mission, I'm sure.
So, Hadley, how you gonna spend your next furlough?
You really think we'll have another shore leave?
Of course. Shepard's forming the best team this galaxy has ever seen. We're gonna kick some ass.
I'm sure you're right, Matthews.
Yeah, no, you're not getting shore leave, again.
Hey, Commander. It's, pretty crazy the people you can run into out here, huh? I mean, it was probably a setup or something, but it was still good to see Caden, Staff Commander Alenko, wasn't it?
Yeah, I agree. That was very nice.
He moved on. I can't blame him.
He was frontline with you against a Reaper, and I'm the one who gets roped back into saving the galaxy? Did someone switch our files?
You're the force that pulls it all together, Joker.
Yeah, it sucks, I'll give you that.
Alright.
That's it for now.
See you, Commander.
I'll want to talk to Joker a bit more later, but for now, what I want to do, I believe, is to, yeah, go to the elevator and go to Captain's cabin. Because we are done with Horizon, so there's no more need for us to have the breather helmet. Instead, let's get back to the sentry interface, because in fact, we're not going to do much of battling anytime soon. Let's go back to the CIC. And...
Jacob wants to speak with you, Commander.
yes, I don't care. They can wait. What I wanted to show is that we are now in Horizon. A temperate world that has hit the sweet spot for carbon-based life. Horizon has a nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere maintained by abundant indigenous photosynthetic plants and bacteria. While the native plants are not very palatable to humans, the soil conditions are such that a handful of introduced Earth species have flourished, and the colonists must take strict care to prevent ecological disasters. Genetically engineered Terminator seeds that grow nutritious but sterile crops to minimize outbreaks are the rule rather than the exception. Animals on Horizon appear to be exploding in diversity, similar to Earth's Cambrian period. Large flying insect analogs take advantage of the thicker-than-Earth atmosphere and low gravity to grow enormous. Microbial life has proven relatively benign. A series of vaccinations for the most virulent strains of soil-borne diseases is all that is required for a visit. Population, half. 1 million? That's not much at all. Colony found in 2168. The capital is Discovery. Quite a long orbital distance. And period. Fairly small, which is why it has lower gravity. Longer day length. High pressure, relatively. and good temperature. So we're completely in a different place from where we last left off, which was in Purgatory. And just to show you, we are in this place of the galaxy rather than where we were last time. And as you can see, the galaxy has completely opened up. There's just so much to do. And we won't be doing half of that because of the 0% run that I'm doing. But while we're here, let's explore these planets. Venture. A pressure cooker of a planet, Venture's thick nitrogen-based atmosphere is also the source of wealth for a small colonist industry. While Venture's high temperatures are brutal, the primordial soup is not as acidic as on other hothouse planets, and xenon can be readily collected and isolated from the lower troposphere by recovery bots. This xenon is then sold for use in ion drives and some electric lights. Venture's gravity is relatively low for a planet of its size, making the recovery more economical than would otherwise be expected. Yeah, makes sense. That's the Venture for colonists of Horizon. And yeah. Once again, I'm not going to probe anything in systems that have a mass relay. Prospect. Prospect is a hydrogen-nitrogen gas giant with 13 known moons, most of which seem to have dense, heavy metal deposits on first scan, starting a resource rush by the colonists from nearby Horizon. In a tragic turn of events, a galactic uranium surplus drove half the mining firms out of business, and the surfaces of some moons are littered with the bodies of executives who committed suicide by airlock. Today's mining corporations have reached a much more palatable equilibrium and hold more diversified and sustainable portfolios. Prospect is within the frost line of its solar system, where ice giants do not normally form. For this reason, it is believed to have been an extrasolar capture. Well, that's interesting. Uranium surplus. That sounds rather scary. Really, it's beyond the frost line, even though it's that close to the star? That's a bit strange, but yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, it's closer to the star than Horizon. So, why? What? That doesn't make any sense. And the last planet is Watchman. Perched on the outer edge of Ayera's small solar system, Watchman is a mid-sized rock and ice planet that has picked up a dozen moon-sized objects. Its nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere is too thin to support life, with solid ice covering its calcium-heavy rocky core. Footprints of the first surveying teams to come to the planet can still be seen on its practically airless surface. The planet, devoid of valuable resources, has seen few visitors since. Yeah, that makes sense. Very far, long period, small, relatively. It's about as small as Horizon. Yeah, mid-sized planet. And long day length, well, kind of long. Very small atmosphere, and very cold, of course. I'm sure it's moderate, so that doesn't really match up with the description, but okay. Alright, so what I actually want to do, like we've read in the email, there is someone we need to recruit at Omega, so let's go do that. Recruit the veteran, let's go. Starting a new Crewman mission. equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere. Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. XO Lawson has the deck. And let's see, I want to take Garrus, because I'm sure the residents of Omega will appreciate Archangel being on the station. And since we haven't, let's take Jack. Actually, before that, we have the Cycle Appearance button, which is actually DLC. It's an appearance pack. And this actually gives Jack proper clothing. And also a pretty cool visor. So, let's do that. I'll keep Garrus with his regular armor until we can fix that. And yeah, now we can upgrade Tyrian Rebel. Which increases... Oh, okay. Let's do that. Ability evolution. Tyrian Renegade. If it can be fired, Garrus knows how to use it. His weapon and power damage increases dramatically. Or Tyrian Survivor. Long hours alone against impossible odds have conditioned Garrus's health and kept his powers sharp. So it's a trade-off between health and power damage. No, weapon damage. And if there's a rule in Mass Effect, it's that you want to give weapon damage to Garrus. So he's a Tyrian Renegade. Excellent. And then Jack is an adept, so it's what you expect. Shockwave. Biotic shockwaves topple enemies in your path. That's about the same as we saw Scions fire at us. Pull. Yes, pull. And Subject Zero enhances Jack's weapon damage and health. Improves her power recharge time. So first, unlock pull. And health, weapon damage, and power recharge time. Shockwave is actually pretty good. For what I'd like to take Jack for, I think I want to evolve that more than anything else. So let's get more Shockwave, and let's evolve it. Heavy Shockwave. Your Shockwave's power strengthens to become a biotic freight train, swatting aside everything in a long path. Or your Shockwave now has wide impact radius, taking out everything in a broad strip in front of you. So it can be either long or broad. Not sure which one is better, actually. Usually enemies are more in like a long rather than a broad area, so I think I'll do that. And there's more impact force too, so let's just do that. Heavy Shockwave. And I'll put the rest into Subject Zero. Good. And I also might as well change our missile launcher to... Well, we haven't used the collector particle beam, so let's use that. Let's go.
The quarantine reports. The plague has been completely eradicated, Shepard. I have also run searches for reports on Archangel. The various mercenary groups appear to believe that he is dead.
Works for me.
Indeed. Alright, so it is time for us to face this guy that we've been avoiding ever since.
Please.
Shut it.
Even if we just approach without talking. Huh. That's interesting. It's supposed to trigger on its own, but I guess us avoiding that made it no longer trigger. Oh.
Please. You have to help me.
No one said you could talk, jackass.
Uzai Bassani?
Yeah, that's me. You must be Commander Shepard. Hey, we have a galaxy to save.
Indeed. So,
I assume you've been briefed?
I've done my homework. Cerberus sent me everything I needed to know.
about our mission, I suppose. Okay. So, what you're doing with that Batarian over there?
My contacts told me we're picking up 1 man, not 2.
Batarian delinquent. Pissed off someone rich enough to hire me to go after him. And for my bring him in alive rates even.
Please, I didn't do it.
I said shut it. Tried to lead me on a chase all over the systems. He should have known better. These people always run to Omega.
What's gonna happen to him?
I'm gonna turn him in for the bounty. Don't much care what happens after that.
Yep.
What's your relationship with Cerberus?
Easy. Cerberus is paying me a lot of money to help you on your mission. That's the long and short.
Not many mercs would take a suicide mission for the pay.
Most mercs don't get an offer like the one Cerberus sent me. This mission doesn't sound like good business, but your elusive man can move a lot of credits.
Yep, so he is really just a mercenary. Not really someone who is a very good part of the team in that case, but it's interesting anyway. And yes, he is a DLC character. So, welcome aboard.
Good to have you, Zaid. We have a lot to do.
That's what they tell me. I assume the elusive man told you about our arrangement.
No?
I'm assuming there's some part of your contract that I'm expected to handle. That about right?
Yeah. Funny he didn't tell you. Picked up a mission a little while back, just before I signed on with Cerberus. Thought you might be interested. You heard the name Vito Santiago? He's the head of the Blue Suns. Runs the whole organization. Seems he recently captured an Eldfell Ashland refinery on Zoya, and is using their workers for slave labor. The company wants it dealt with.
Blue Suns leader, eh? So someone who is quite a bit higher than the Blue Suns leader that we dealt with on Omega in the Archangels mission. And also Zarya. But no, we can't do that, sorry. Because we're doing a 0% run, so that's not going to happen.
We'll get to it if we can. Our mission takes priority.
I know you've got bigger fish to fry. That's why I'd like to get this other thing dealt with as soon as possible. I better turn this thing in before it starts to stink. I'll be locked and loaded next time you're ready to get some killing done.
And yeah, so this is... So yeah. This is the first instance that we see of what is called a loyalty mission. Basically, all of the characters have recruitment missions and loyalty missions. Except for the DLC characters that don't have recruitment missions. And this is why I wanted to delay until now. I want to check whether getting Zaid counts as a mission to the total mission counter that we need to get 5 in. So let's go back to the Normandy. Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress. Decontamination in progress. Logged. The commanding officer is aboard. XO Lawson stands relieved. We've never actually seen this cutscene before, because every time we went to Omega to do something, we just got instantly
Commander, you've
teleported
received
back.
a new message at your private terminal.
Yes, yes. Yeah, so let's go talk to Joker again. Because we picked up a new party member. That was pretty easy.
Commander.
What do you think about the people we're picking up?
Well, about the ones you went out with last. It seems like Garrus has finally worked that stick out of his butt, but now he's trying to beat guys to death with it. I can't believe I like the old Garrus better. I'm not saying anything about Jack, I'm not stupid. It's just my opinion, though. There's really no need to go spreading it around.
Alright.
I assume everything is going well up here?
Shh.
Joker?
I can tell when it's listening.
I am always listening, Mr. Moreau.
I know.
Yeah, alright.
That's it for now.
See you, Commander.
Fun times. Alright, so that will be all for now. And next time, we will be talking a bit more with our new party member, Zaid.
Retrofits are always a pain in the ass.
Yes. And going on more recruitment missions. And perhaps doing an assignment.
Sometimes I get the urge to turn off the internal compensators and pull a crazy Ivan, you know?
That's some marine terminology. Yeah, so I will see you all then.
You know what pisses me off? Calling this the cockpit. Alliance ships have bridges. Bassani have cockpits. Oh wait, no they don't.
They don't? But yes, I'd like to call things a bridge as well. But oh
I
well.
was thinking of installing some lava lamps, maybe Christmas lights for ambience. What do you think?
Yeah, that would fit in with the general ambience quite a lot, I think. That's a nice idea. But anyway, let's just go to the codex. I think we still have something. Planets and locations. Well, yeah, we just got Zarya out of that, but we don't care about that. And we got some of Codex entries specifically for his mission, which we don't care about, again. So let's read about weapons. Disruptor torpedoes. Disruptor torpedoes are powerful projectiles with warheads that create random and unstable mass effect fields when triggered. These fields warp space-time in localized areas. The rapid asymmetrical mass changes cause the target to rip itself apart. In flight, torpedoes use a mass-increasing field, making them too huge for enemy kinetic barriers to repel. Because extra mass retards acceleration, torpedoes are easy prey for defensive Guardian weapons and must therefore be launched at extremely close range to be effective. To prevent damage to the parent craft, torpedoes must be cold-launched, meaning they are released before their thrusters ignite. Aligning with the target's trajectory, a fighter releases a torpedo and immediately thrusts away, while the torpedo continues to coast towards its target. After the fighter is clear, no more than a second after launch, the torpedo activates its mass effect field and thrusters away from the fighter towards its target. Torpedoes are the main anti-ship weapon used by fighters. Launched at point-blank range and ripple-fire waves, they are reminiscent of the ancient Calliope rocket artillery launchers. Thus their popular nickname, Callies. By saturating defensive Guardian systems with multiple targets, at least a few torpedoes will get through. I think we read that already, which is... odd. What about Javelin? The Javelin is an experimental close assault weapon fitted on a handful of newer Alliance warships. It consists of a rack of 2 or more disposable disruptor torpedo tubes, bolted or magnetically slung onto the exterior of a ship's armored hull. Fired on converging trajectories, the torpedoes detonate in a precisely timed sequence that allows the warhead's dark energy to resonate and thereby magnify the resulting space-time warp effects. Like fighter-launched torpedoes, Javelins are cold-launched for safety reasons, though they use a different approach. Resembling old-fashioned submarine torpedo tubes, Javelin torpedoes compact in individual sealed tubes filled with compressed inert gas. Opening the front of the tube causes escaping gases to push the torpedo into the vacuum, releasing a puff of crystals around the mouth of the tube. After completely clearing the tube, the torpedo ignites its thrusters. Javelin mounts are most often fitted on swift frigates, which enter knife-fight torpedo ranges as a matter of course. Javelins may also be fitted on heavier ships for short-range engagements, such as trans-relay assaults. They are particularly useful in this role for dreadnoughts, which cannot lay their main guns on close-range targets. As missile weapons, javelins are subject to highly accurate defensive guardian fire. They must be launched in large numbers and at short range to have any chance of hitting their target at all. Yep. So it's just more torpedoes, but slightly more advanced than what one is used to. Whether that would help against the collectors is questionable. So, see you all next time. Later.